And welcome back to the TSF Entertainment Channel. It's your host, Mr. Retro CG, in the building, joined tonight by the lovely, beautiful Miss Honey. What's up?
What's up, everybody?
And
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. And we got DJ Fresh, Your Highness, in the building. My amazing brother and co-host. What's good, fam?
Yo. What's going on, y'all?
All right. We are at episode 8. It is Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 308, Reckonings. All right, guys, what y'all think?
I give it at least. At first, I gave it a 10. I rewatched it. I give it a 9.
All right, Miss Honey, I already watched part of your review. I got to go back and finish watching the rest of it, so I know you wasn't feeling this episode too much.
Yeah, I'll give it maybe a 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a 9 for me too. It's a 9 for me. All right. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. What's up to the chat? Oh my goodness, you guys are calling in. What's good, fam? How y'all doing? Hope everyone had a good week. All right. So we got a lot of things to talk about this episode. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on into this thing. Hopefully the rest of them they pile on in. All right, episode description. As a despondent Lou becomes a liability for the family, Raq and Marvin work to get their new heroin operation up and running amidst a new competition from Kanan and Ronnie. Episode starts out with Raq. She's in her castle, as you said, Miss Honey. She's in her castle. She's thinking, smoking. She don't smoke, like chain smoking at this point. So when we see Raq smoking, that means she's stressed.
Yep.
And rightfully so. She got a lot going on right now. She's trying to figure out how to deal with this whole Kane situation. She's trying to figure out how to get her new operation up off the ground and going. So she's got a lot of things that is challenging her right now. So I can see why she's stressed. Welcoming in Miss Really BTV in the building.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. What's up?
What's good with you? What you think about the episode?
I thought it was pretty good.
All right.
I probably give it about an 8 or 9. It was really. I thought it's definitely laying the foundation for where we going.
Right, where we headed to. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on y'all way in. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the support. So we got Lou outside Raq's house. Loudmouth Lou, drunk as hell.
I'm so tired of Lou.
Pooping and hollering about their unalivers, and Raq come outside like, yo, shut up and get in the house. Like, my neighbors don't want to hear your mess. Like, get in here. Like, what's going on with you? At this point, I'm even surprised that he found his way to Raq's house. This is the first time we have ever seen Lou at Raq's house. So I was very surprised to see that he actually made it over there, his drunk ass.
Shout out to that two-piece loungewear, that velour two-piece loungewear. That's hot.
Didn't he come there last season when she told him I own you?
Maybe so. Well, this is the first time we've seen him at her house this season.
Okay.
This season. So she dragged his drunk ass upstairs. I know there had to be a taxing task for her. Dead weight drunk.
He'd have been behind the sofa if it was my house.
Face down, right?
That sofa right up against his body. He wouldn't have known if he was in a coffin. You know what I'm saying? With the Lord, he wouldn't have known because I would have pushed that couch right over top of him.
She got him stretched out in Kanan's room and he just laid out, drunk as hell.
And he wearing your Timbs.
Yeah, with the Timbs on. With the
he wearing your Timbs.
Yeah, he got my Timbs on, my 40 below. Yeah.
I didn't know if those was duck heads or what. Y'all don't know.
Those Timbs. Marvin comes in. She tell Marvin that, he here sleeping it off or whatever. He drunk as hell. Like, we got to figure out what to do with him. she's looking at this. This picture is really dope. I really like this picture. What happened to this Thomas family? Because this Thomas family is not the Thomas family that we see right now. Like, what's going on?
I mean, kind of she is reigning over them just like that right now.
Yeah. That's a good point.
This before they got in the game.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Maybe this is before they got in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice family photo. All right, so they're sitting here trying to figure out what are we going to do with this? Like, what are we going to do with Lou? He's talking. He's creating too much problems for us. And Marvin is basically telling her, look, we need to get him into a program. He needs help. And that just flew past Raq. That part just flew past her, but he is absolutely right. Like, we need to get him into a program because he needs help.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to that Fendi jacket that Marvin got on. That jacket is fire. I love it.
I didn't even realize it was Fendi till you said something.
Yeah. But we see this is where Raq makes a lot of her mistakes, especially where the family is concerned, because she always low prioritizes the issues that are going on with Kanan, the issues that went on with Juke, the issues that are going on with Marvin, and now the issues that are going on with Lou. They're low priority for her. Her mind is always focused forward on the business and less on dealing with her family issues, because little does she know, if she deal with some of the family issues, they won't make her business as complicated as it's being, because they're such a low priority. So I'll take a break and give y'all a moment to comment on some things.
You talking about the chat or us?
Y'all.
Oh, I mean, I agree with you 100%. That was the first thing when she just ignored the fact, like he was saying, like, yo, he needs help. Like, and I was thinking, like, she just like, nah, it's Lou, it's his fault. And I'm like, how you don't see? I mean, like I said, I still don't get it fully because he did not allow scrap. But at the same time, you got to take responsibility that some of this is your doing. Like, partially of this is your fault, because, like he said, that's literally how you treated him, as nothing more than a hitman. And then, especially once you told him that you own him, like, at that point, it's like, and I don't even think once has she apologized. I don't even think she's apologized once.
She low-key tried to apologize when she went over there to the Shirley's place, but of course it didn't lead to an apology because her and Lou had words. But I think that was maybe her intention to kind of give a backhand apology. You know, because Raq don't never admit when she's wrong about anything. So, yeah. You know. All right, we're over here at Snaps and Pop's place. And this was an interesting conversation because it was focused on Kanan. You know, Ronnie tried to chime his 2 cents in, like, we ain't talking to you, Urkel. You be quiet.
That part cracked me up.
You be quiet. We ain't talking to you. Snaps tries to offer Kanan a drink, and he turns it down. And he also asks him the question, you know, they get on the subject of DEF CON. They get on the subject of DEF CON about how he was feared in the streets, how he was respected in the streets, and, you know, he was that dude. And so they pose a question to Kanan, asking him, what do you want to be? Do you want to be feared or respected? And Ronnie quickly says feared. And they're like, we ain't talking to you. We know you want to be feared. Crazy ass. It's 7:30.
Correction. We ain't talking to you, Pee Wee Herman. No, Urkel. She called him Urkel.
Urkel. Kanan answers the question with pretty much saying that he wants to kind of be both feared and respected. They kind of go hand in hand. You can't have respect without fear. You can't have fear without respect. So I thought it was a very interesting answer. But to me, it looks like Snaps and Pops are peeling back the layers of this onion where Kanan is concerned. They want to try to see where his head is at and just how much they can exploit him.
It's so creepy. Like, to me, it's creepy. They could him up at any moment. You know what I mean? Like, if they were on that tip, right? So that's why it's a little creepy to me. Even the Ronnie thing, it's a little creepy. But I was gonna say this before we get to the Raq going to visit everybody. Raq is just like her mom. You know what I mean? She's selfish. She can be very condescending and demeaning, right? Like she feels like everybody owes her a certain measure of loyalty. And the fact that she just has zero humility is why she's mucking up. She did go to Lou to apologize, but it wasn't humble. It was just like, let's move past this. Same thing she did with Kanan. Let's move past this, right? So that's Raq's problem. That's Raq's biggest issue. And it's crazy what a person perceives as their strength really turns out to be their weakest point. So
they also Pop, she's kind of doing a little fishing mission right here where she's trying to unpack the layers, because they always want to reference how much Kanan reminds them of Defcon, how he looks like Defcon, he acts like Defcon, whatever. And then she had to slide it on in there. Well, you know what? I've never really seen Defcon with that many women besides your mama. So they're trying to, she's trying to put it out there. Something ain't always right with this whole Defcon situation. So I think she's looking and lurking. Even in this scene right here, when they're coming out of the restaurant and they're getting ready to go their separate ways, she looks to Ronnie and asks Ronnie, "Have you ever been in a long-term relationship with a woman?" And he was like, "Yes." He was like, "Well, what's her name?"
Look at those feet.
I don't know. She's like, "How you been in a long-term relationship with someone and you don't even know their name or whatever?" So she's definitely, trying to see what she can find out. She probably want a little piece of Ronnie is what it is.
Oh, she was definitely humming on his zipper the first time they met, for sure.
I see it differently.
All right, talk to us about it.
Well, it was your theory. Isn't that what your theory was?
Oh, then she gonna turn him against?
Well, no.
Uh-uh.
I do have that theory. However, it doesn't change the fact that she crushing on him though. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, I don't. But that's the thing. I don't think she is, because I think she has a suspicion. I don't think she's crushing on Ronnie. I think that she threw out. She alluded to the fact that Defcon didn't like women.
Yep.
And I think she's also alluding to the fact that Ronnie don't like women.
Yep.
And I think that, I don't know if the writers are going to go there, but it would be an interesting story
arc. It would
arc.
be very, very interesting
If Ronnie and Defcon had a little something. Because remember what we've been saying, what I've been saying, why does he hate Raq so much? It's more than just a drug game rivalry. He hates that woman.
Why they haven't stepped to each other?
Staying away from each other.
Yeah.
They have also been staying away from each other.
She went to see everybody but him.
Right.
He menaced everybody but her.
Right. And she stays away from him.
God dog, y'all might be right. Because
I mean, look at the scene with him and Juliana. Juliana was straight up and he was like, "Stop." Well, he didn't tell her to stop, but he just wasn't in it.
He really just wasn't those lips. He was getting a statue.
Even when you go back to the club where Unique had the women on him, he practically threw them
like
off.
He's just not.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm just trying to make money.
Yeah. So there's
mark this in time. Go ahead and mark this in time, because I don't know. I can't even argue with none of that.
I don't know either, but it just seemed. I really felt like Pops was throwing it out there. Yeah, you the only woman I ever known your father to be with. And I think she was doing that to see what his reaction. I think she was gauging Kanan's reaction to see maybe does Kanan know?
He knew what he was gonna let on.
Right. That's what I think. But I don't know. And then did you hear how Ronnie was talking about Defcon? He was smart. We ain't never heard him give nobody a compliment.
Yeah, but he definitely
called you out your name.
Yeah, he definitely gave Defcon a compliment. So there's something there. And I think that they're going to show us.
Defcon was in prison in 1974. How could Ronnie be questioned on Defcon? How was Defcon in prison? Is that when Kanan was born, 1974?
I thought it said 1975, but
that don't mean that they couldn't be questioned on each other. I don't understand what that. I don't understand how that.
Either.
That don't mean that they could have had a
been messing around with each other before he went to jail. Like
that's what I was going to say. They could have had a past prior to him going to jail.
So, isn't 50
or it could be
in real life? Isn't his mom is it Jay-Z or is it 50 Cent's mom that's in the same gender relationship?
Well, both of them.
So he may be referencing, they say he referenced little parts of his life. Maybe this is his way of putting a spin on it. It certainly would be a much more interesting storyline.
I don't think that they have told us how old Ronnie is. Is at best to say that he's probably in his early 30s.
I thought I saw somewhere online it said he was born in 1960.
Through the show, we haven't
only a couple years older than Neek.
Yeah, I think he's a couple years older than Unique. I think him and Raq are probably around about the same age, maybe somewhere around that.
Remember, I was asking that.
But Snaps looks at Kanan and pretty much tells Kanan that your mom is getting her work from this Italian Vietnamese connect, and your mom is good at this work. And of course, Kanan uses this opportunity. So am I. I'm good at this work too.
I'm good.
Okay, Kanan, you're great at this work. You are, absolutely are. All right, so we over here to
get off camera
away from the social worker. Go sit down somewhere.
Right. We get over here to Jukebox's place, and she's having a little sleepover with Aisha. Me and Really B were talking about this yesterday. I really thought that they was going to use this opportunity to address everything that's going on. Everything. Like from are you bulimic? Are you pregnant? Or what happened with you and Kanan? I really thought that this was going to be an opportunity for us to get answers.
Yep.
But of course, they spent time talking about butter, as you say, Really be butter. The time talking about butter and her how she would be the best dancer in butter if she actually, believed in herself and just stop trying so hard.
Own head.
Get out your own head. Yes.
Yeah.
And then of course she uses this opportunity to ask her yet again about Nicole. And finally, this is where Juke reveals to her that Nicole is no longer with us. And I really thought she was going to go into the circumstances as to why she was no longer with us. So I just thought this was a missed opportunity because they could have cleared up a lot of questions we have about where they're going with this scene right here if they would have just opened the dialogue up a little more between those two girls.
I was so bored. I was just
they weren't going to give us anything. This was a wasted scene. If they weren't going to, like you said, if they weren't going to give us anything, this was a wasted scene.
Yeah, we should have took something away from this.
Yeah, I'm bored with it now, and you guys know how much I love the Jukebox character, but I mean, she went back down to the military office. The most interesting part was the train fight scene. That was really good, but this right here, I'm bored with it. Let's just, scissor or get off the pot.
Yeah, I wanted them to really just open up the dialogue between these two.
And she looks so dumpy this episode. Was it me that she looked older and bigger?
Well, I was going to ask, is she pregnant in real life? Because she definitely looks heavier this season. And I don't mean that in no negative. I'm not shaming
she's bottom
her.
heavy. She looks bottom heavy.
Yeah, she's definitely, and she's wearing, she never wore like tight clothes or anything, but she's always got on jackets or she's baggy. I don't know. She just definitely it's something. It's something.
You talking about Juke?
Yeah. Jukebox.
Nah, as far as I know, she's not. From what she posted on her, she just posted something that was recent.
Well, when they were filming.
No, it wasn't when they was filming. It had, I think, matter of fact, if she posted it, I think it's with her fiance or husband, whoever.
But that's what I'm saying. Remember. When they were filming is what I'm saying. Was she pregnant?
Oh, was she pregnant then? Oh, that could have been. I don't know. She don't have.
She looked older, taller. She just was kind of looming over the other girls when they were kind of rehearsing. So,
well, I think part of that comes from the fact that we spend so much time with these characters and we get a year in between seasons, sometimes longer. So these characters are aging. It's just like with Tariq and Rain and them when they grew up in OG Power. They kept trying to make them young and kept trying to keep them young, but they were growing up on the show. So that's a good point, Really B. I have to do some digging into that and see what I can find out.
Right. And and remember the character who plays Jukebox is like in her 20s. Like she's not a kid.
Yeah, she's not a kid, yeah.
None of them are kids. I think the youngest one is Kanan. I think he like what 23.
Yeah, I don't think he's 23. Yeah,
I think he's the youngest one because I think Famous is older than him.
And he looked like this episode.
Here comes the matriarch of the family, Miss Mama Thomas.
And what in the world made Rock think this was a good idea?
I was thinking the same thing.
Stupid.
You took the words out of my mouth. What part of this did she think this was going to be a good idea? Y'all go ahead. I got to step off for a second.
Yeah, that I'm with whatchamacallit. This didn't make any sense to me. I was like, you really think that of all people, your mom is going to be the one that keeps him in the house?
It's just utterly ridiculous. Why would you trust her in your home? She's you know what I'm saying? Like she's definitely gonna pull a couple of your coats out of that closet and your handbags, your earrings. She's gonna go through everything.
Oh yeah, she definitely, especially after Lou left. Oh, she definitely went shopping.
Yeah, she went straight shopping. She went and looked through everything. She probably found her a little bit more money too.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yeah, she probably was running back and forth in and out of that house, just load ish up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't understand it, especially knowing the relationship that we've seen between her and Lou. So I don't know what possessed her to call her, of all people, and be like, yeah, make sure he don't leave the house. Like she was gonna be able to stop a grown man from leaving the house.
Right? Like what? Like none of them listen. Like even it's not even like they have a traditional. Right? It's not even like they have the traditional relationship where they respect their mother, and if she says sit down, they'll sit down. They don't pay her no mind.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
And she don't pay them no mind either.
I mean, Scrap could have kept him there in the house, but they killed Scrap.
She don't pay them no mind either.
Right, Scrap would have more control than she got. Like,
yeah, she doesn't really have a team. She has her brothers, right?
Yep.
And who cares if they get burned out? My thing is, why do we keep bringing Helen Willis back? It's got to be to show us the juxtaposition. It's got to be to justify why, they are the way they are. What else is there?
It's a plot device. Yeah. It is a plot device for that. It's to show how dysfunctional their family is and their upbringing, and that their mama was ain't shit mama. That's what it is. And for her to beg for some money, she stayed begging for some money. Like, is she going down to the casino in Atlantic City or what? I mean,
we never hear her ask about the grandkid. Never.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She has no relationship with none of them.
None.
Can anybody tell me in this scene? I have so many questions about this scene right here.
Go ahead, bro.
First off, is how, especially as crazy as Ronnie is, my question is, how in the world y'all did not see your uncle sitting across the street in a bright red
and recognize that?
Like, how you didn't notice that of all this time?
I said the same thing.
That annoyed. I was like, because that's what I thought. I thought Ronnie was going to see him. At no time did we ever see. And I'm like, bro, y'all don't see this man chilling. It's bright red. How you don't see him across the street? Nobody picked up on it. Ronnie or them. My second question is, Famous got popped in front of this joint, and y'all are still in front of the building moving work.
Yeah. And not even trying to be clandestine about it. Not even trying to be clandestine about it, whatever. Just out in the open. You might as well just go ahead and cut the work up out there, get a folding table out there and just sit it out there in front of the stoop and just go ahead and cut the work up and bag it up out there. I mean, just no type of anonymity whatsoever. Xavier, that is a really, really good point. We would have more purpose of Helen Willis coming around if they would have given us what the sister tried to give us when they was down in Virginia last season. At the beginning of season 2, the sister and Rock was talking about something that happened in the family. But
remember, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and when Kanan came in the room, they stopped talking about it. That was a good point, Xavier. I really wish they would have unboxed that a little bit.
Yeah. Like, I mean, bro.
And why does Marvin keep buying red cars? Remember, he had the red Mercedes. Sir, what are you doing?
Well, he had a blue Mercedes. He had a blue Mercedes.
Oh, was it blue? My bad. I thought it was red.
He crashed it. He hadn't crashed it. He hadn't got a new car since he got this Lexus. You know, for a minute there, he was crashing cars every episode. I wanted to see him back in that Porsche he was driving. That Porsche was fire.
Listen, I grew up in Decatur.
Aunt Deb, that's right, DeMarcus. Her name was Aunt Deb. Yep. My mom's name is Deborah.
I grew up in Decatur off Candler Road, and that's how you describe the dude. You be like, do you know Marcus, the one with the red Lexus?
Yep.
The one with the burgundy Lexus with the gold trim? Yeah, right? Like your car was how people knew you. That like your car was your first name and your first name was your second name. That's how
I would have to think that everybody know Marvin in that red Lexus, right?
I mean,
and then my other question is, what happened to the surveillance? We haven't seen no surveillance since they took.
But you got ops. You ain't got no surveillance, but you got ops. Let me hush. A junkie ops, but you ain't got no surveillance. It's fine. Whatever.
They took
it's
one
scab,
picture.
it's a scab. Just leave the Band-Aid on it. Don't pick at it.
We ain't seen them back over there since.
Right, we ain't seen them back over there since. And what is Ronnie now? What is Ronnie's position in the organization? Is he just the muscle? Is he just supposed to be there to just intimidate people?
Yep.
Like Kanan is running the operation, and Ronnie is just standing there as a spectator /
coming across weak now.
Bodyguard.
The thing of it is, he could have did the same thing with his brother. He could have did this what he's doing.
Yeah,
he could do it with. He could have did it with his brother.
That's my point.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I guess Kanan is the brains of the operation because
he's definitely no Breeze. Let me just say that. My mind is made up on that.
All right, so Marvin follows one of the couriers to a drop, and he pulls up. This scene right here was just stupid to me too because he snatched the dude off of his scooter or whatever, and the dude just lays there, doesn't say nothing, not ouch. Like yo, what's up? He just
so good.
Yeah. And then the only time he said anything, like this dude just straight assaulted you, and you just like, oh my goodness, I'm just a runner. Like, dude, come on, man. But anyway, Marvin finds out what the work is, and I like how he pretty much told old boy, like, listen, this is 1 to 9 for you, so you better rethink this. Whatever, gave the work back to him or whatever. But so now he knows that Kanan and Ronnie are out here pushing the weight that they were trying to figure out what work they was moving.
I have a question about that though, because
all right, let's go.
Marv seemed surprised that they move in heroin, so was that what Raq and them was moving before she got out the game? Because I thought they was moving coke.
They were moving coke, but you remember they touched on it just a little bit. They touched on it a little bit last season that they were going to have to, that crack was dying out. Coke and crack was dying out. That they were getting ready to start looking for a different drug to go ahead and start selling. They touched on Unique and Warrell touched on that just a little bit. So I'm assuming that, cocaine is popular as it was. Now they're escalating or they're upgrading to the heroin. And I think Marvin was surprised because when Raq initially mentioned it to him, he said, yeah, I know he out here peddling a little reefer or whatever. So the fact that he was hoping that there was going to be reefer in that bag when he opened it up. When he saw that it wasn't.
Narcotic.
Yeah, he saw like, oh, shit, they into something way deeper than I thought.
You don't know narcotic.
Okay. That's exactly. I was lost. I was like, why are you so surprised?
Yeah, DeMarcus, they were tired of crackheads, dealing with the crackheads. Not that these heroin heads any better. Drug is drug. Addiction is addiction. We see
if
that.
Y'all knew meth was coming. If they knew meth was coming.
Exactly, that part.
It's all coming back because I forgot. That's right. Marv had unalived
Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah, Sam said, "Can I get my last hit?" That's right. I remember now.
Yeah, they were tired of dealing with the row houses and the crackheads, and really they were trying to get something that was a higher scale drug. And I've never really looked at heroin to be a higher scale drug, but whatever. All right, so we knew that Raq was going to double back. I think me and Real B was talking about that last week. We knew that when she went over there and saw that dude about that transportation, we knew that she was going to spin the block and come back and approach him with an offer.
Yep.
And this is becoming a little overused for me. I'm tired of the junkie person that plot device. Okay, so the brothers now is a junkie too. The brother's a junkie too now.
It's easy. It's too easy.
It's too easy.
Some of the things that really was talking about, and you mentioned quite often, I don't know, is it too expensive to go into it? Like, is the writing for it too expensive? These more complex plot lines? I don't know.
I think what they want us to take away from that is, in this era, the drugs were at a height of popularity, and everybody was getting strung out up on them. So that's the only thing that I'm taking away from that. Otherwise, it's just an annoying plot device that every show, every installment, we got to have someone that's a crackhead, a junkie, or whatever. I get it, but they're in the drug game, so I guess it relates. Anyway,
right. And I think that's exactly what it is, and I think that's like during that time period, you did see people who were functioning, going to work every day, but still getting high every night. Everybody wasn't the crackhead in the alley. You know what I mean? So maybe that is part of what they're trying to show us there. The totality of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so we meet David and Terry, which are the gentlemen that run the transportation business. And Raq is giving them a generous offer. I agree with Terry. I like David, I think his name was. I agree with him. I think the offer that she gave them was fair. But of course, the other brother, he was like, I want Hong's deal. She was like, well, Hong's deal is not your deal. And they go back and forth. They have this whole banter. He literally has a temper tantrum and throws.
That was hilarious.
On the floor. I'm going to go tell mom on you.
I'm telling mom on you.
And Raq, look, the facial expression on Raq's face was dying. I was dying because she wanted to bust out and laugh at his ass.
I mean, they could have cut this by 15 seconds and gave me some Molly Whopping or Juliana, but I digress.
You really wanted Juliana to get drugged by her.
I definitely wanted Raq to whoop her ass. I did.
Yeah, I wanted her to do what Juke did in the train station. I wanted to drag her by her wig and then put her head in the stove and slam the door over and over again. I wanted to really mollywop her.
So Raq comments to Terry that look like you about to have some mom problems. Like, my mom's been dead for 10 years. He's paying a gypsy all his money because he thinks he can talk to mom from the grave or whatever. What I initially thought here in this scene was Raq will take him out and deal with the junkie brother. That's what I initially thought.
That's what I thought too.
We'll talk about it when we get to it, but that's what I thought. All right, down here at the studio with Butter. Butter is rehearsing for their Shanice Mall performance, and they got the little dance steps down or whatever. I'm like, I wish they would have showed them in the studio. I really, really, really wish they would have showed them making some of these tracks in the studio just so I could see who's singing what part or whatever. Because when you listen to the music, it all sounds like Haley is the one that's singing the whole song. So I really wanted to see which girl was performing what part of the song or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see who was performing what parts of the song. That's important for us music lovers. So Pebbles is basically telling them, listen, we need to go again. That lady is Pebbles. Lady Diddy is basically telling them, do we need to go again? Juke was like, no, we got it. She was like, if we go again, all we're going to do is mess up and make you mad. And she was like, that's it. That's right. That's why you're the lead. And of course, Crystal wasn't trying to hear none of that. Crystal gave her the look like, bitch. Looked at her like, she's real salty about that or whatever. But we all knew that.
So all she had to do was disagree?
Yeah, all she had to do was disagree. She became the lead. No, she was like, no, because she's disciplined. She knows when to say something and when not to say nothing or whatever. So we already knew that Crystal was hatching a plan right there. And we saw when she gave her that look, we already knew that she was going to create troubles for Juke to circumvent her being the lead of Butter. All right, so the girls leave their rehearsal, and Aisha is all giddy and excited, a little schoolgirlish a little bit. And her and Juke are coming out of the back of the rehearsal hall, and she see Crystal and Kanan across the street making out.
What I
Shout out to DJ Fresh. Shout out to DJ Fresh, Your Highness. Your predictions be on point every Monday when you do your video. They fire. You are on point. Yeah.
I knew when she looked at her, I said, "Oh yeah, she did that on purpose."
Yeah.
I was like, right there. I was like, "Yep, she doing that on purpose." I said, "Okay." I said, "I know the play." I said, "She was trying to use this to get back."
I mean, but you knew that from last week when she pushed up on Kanan.
When she pushed up on him, that's what she was going to do. Juke said she would get ready to go across the street, smack the taste out of Kanan mouth.
And
I want to see that.
She really could have mollywopped them both.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, she could have mollywopped them both.
She would have drugged Crystal ass in front of Kanan.
Yeah, took Crystal and beat Kanan with Crystal.
Yeah, yeah, and he just a sucker for love. I wanted to say something else, but I'm trying to cut back.
Love, that's what we call love.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut back on the profanity and vulgar language. I don't want us to lose our monetization, but damn, I want to see something else. But he's a sucker for love. He's a sucker for. She don't put that wop on him.
He never looked across the street.
Yeah, especially when she was taunting him. Especially when she made that taunt like aha. Like I wanted him to turn and look and say, "Oh shit!"
He do seem mesmerized.
Yeah, he's.
I think he knew I think he already knew. He didn't want to turn around because he knew. Juke was back there. He didn't want to deal with Juke's disappointment.
I got you. You're right. I can see that. The North Face puffers are fire though. Okay, I need clarity on this. Because when Aisha was like, well, I guess Kanan's over me. And that's when Juke was like, I'll go across the street and slap the taste out of his mouth or whatever. She's like, nah, that's okay. Why would I worry about them when I got you? Someone help me understand.
I mean, was they holding hands when they walked off?
I don't know what road we on really be. What road we on? Because we can't get off the exit.
Like,
you can't get off the exit until we know what highway we on.
I don't know. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know what they're doing with this. Because again, if they had showed us at the sleepover with them maybe kissing or cuddling or something, then at least we would be like, oh, okay, well, we see. But I don't know. I'm confusion.
I'm confusion too.
I'm confusion.
Maybe she is experimenting, DeMarcus. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's, maybe she ain't ready to cross that line yet because obviously she wasn't ready to cross that line with Kanan. So I don't think that she would be ready to cross that line with Juke either. So, maybe she's just curious and, maybe she's waiting for Juke to make the first move. And Juke's like, I ain't really want to get into this. We bandmates, we friends or whatever. So I respect Juke for not even trying to try her or whatever. Because Juke, to me, isn't even looking at her like that. But she, on the other hand, like if Juke tries something, she might be ready to, play a little bit or something. I don't know. Lord, when this lady put that plate down on that counter, I'm like, what is this? She need her ass whooped.
This scene right here, though, this is one of those scenes that could have just been deleted because it annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because it was, 3 minutes of screen time, and all we got was something about some breakfast.
A burnt plate of food.
You got to stay here.
You got to stay home. Yep.
And I was like, well, what the hell was the purpose of this scene? Like, just to show how he left? Like, I thought at some point they were going to touch on about his pops, their relationship, something. I thought it was going to be something deep, and this was literally like 3 minutes of screen time. And
this is the best way I can answer that for you, Fresh. What I took away from this is they are constantly showing us through Lou that Lou, out of the rest of the siblings, has had the most issues with his relationship with his mom. Their relationship seems to be the most volatile out of the 3 siblings. And I think Lou's the most affected by that. So all their interactions, it's very acrimonious, to say the least. So for me, I think it's just showing us that Lou doesn't have his mother's love, doesn't have his mother's respect, and he don't respect her either. He don't have love or respect for his mama either. So I think what they're trying to show us here, that out of all the 3 siblings, the rest of the siblings see their mama as what she is. But Lou, I think, is the one that's the most challenged by the fact that his mom is just so toxic. And you're right. They could have touched on the whole father situation because even last week at the bar when she made reference to, well, your daddy used to crawl up in places like this, and he keeps defending his father, saying that that's not the reason why he's not here with us.
Mm-hmm.
I need for him to go out and just haul off and tell her, you're the reason why he's no longer with us. You're the reason why he possibly deleted himself. I'm waiting for.
I don't understand why he's not giving her as much of a tongue lashing as he does.
Is she giving him, right? Or as he gives Rock? Yes, that's a good point.
I mean, he's got a real problem with Rock, but first you had a real problem with your mom.
Yeah, and I think he sees his mother in Rock.
Oh yeah,
he sees his mother in Rock. Yes. Yeah, but I don't know if you asked for serving that nasty food.
You saw
you're supposed to scrape that burnt part off.
Yeah, nah, she should have threw that in the trash can. And they ain't gonna scrape that off. That whole plate.
That might have been her last 2 slices, though.
The whole plate needs to go in the trash can.
She was about to eat it till she looked at it herself and was like, nah. So that let me know right there. Like, I figured she probably did it on purpose because she was angry that she had to be over there in the first place.
And she wanted to go through them closets. Get out.
So that's what I took it as.
Look at this.
So here we got Burke, father. Okay, I forgot. He's a retired cop. Because I was wondering, how did he know exactly where Mr. Bingham lived? But it just hit me. He's a retired cop, and plus the whole situation with his daughter, and they was trying to, get her for being around Mr. Bingham's daughter and all that stuff. Because at first I got lost. I was like, how he even know, dude? How he know where he live at? But it just registered. Going to Saint.
Okay, Jay is Jim. She's in confusion with us. Yeah. Now she's a money hungry, deadbeat mom. Yeah, we're definitely confused about that because when we first met her, we thought she was real churchy. She was real churchy. I guess that explains why Rock handled her the way she handled her at church. You running up here trying to play church mom, and you fall from that yourself. So.
I thought maybe, because I remember that, I thought it was probably from the fact that, because remember in early episode, matter of fact, when Lou went to go get the records, she said, Rock don't come around here no more. So I just figured it was from over the years, she had got so used to Rock and them working off money, they stopped coming around. Now she got like this bitter taste, like, okay, where the money at? Y'all out here in the streets making all this money, and meanwhile,
and that's all she care about. She don't care about their safety. She don't care about mothering them. All she care about where the money at, right?
Where the money at.
Yeah. So Captain Burt rolls up on Mr. Bingham or whatever, and I knew that he was going to use this. I said to myself, I knew that he was going to use this as an opportunity to say, oh, we kindred spirits, we both lost our daughter, and, I need you to help me unpack all of this. And Mr. Bingham, well, you got two white men together, plotting and scheming. Good luck. Good luck, Howard. good luck, Howard. Because you in for trouble right now, bro. You are in for trouble right now. You got two white men together.
I mean, I halfway think Howard is holding back for a lot of reasons, I think, on the Marvin thing, but I also think mostly he's holding back because he's going to make Marvin his scapegoat. He's going to try.
You know what? That could, now that you said that could be, because I still kept trying to figure out, like, yo, why haven't you told them that, like, hey, your brother is being investigated. He's number one on the top list. But you're probably right, because if it come back on him, he could easily say something along the lines like Marvin threatened him, and like he been having to cover all this up because he ain't want to get it, unalived or whatever. So that's actually a good theory. I didn't even think of it that way. But I still don't understand why Mr. Bingham even brought up, like, it was a he. He could have just said a cop. Like, the cop just told me not to say nothing.
He did.
Yeah, but he said he told me not to say nothing. And then that's how he figured out it was Howard.
I think he was just being a little messy. Planting a seed. Not full out snitching, but just planting a little seed. Now you take this and do whatever you want to do with it, but I'm just going ahead and float this by you real quick and let me tell you what you think and let you find out your own way what you need to find out, because at the end of the day he probably has questions too. he probably wants to get clarity on this as well as to whether or not Howard had something to do with Nicole's death. He really that's his vested interest in all of this. He tried to figure out, who's responsible for my little girl not being here no more.
I mean, I think he a day late and $1 short, like he was picking up them boxes. But if it facilitate movement, let's do it. I ain't never seen them side with no chocolate over vanilla. I mean, they usually get down with each other real quick. Like, I was expecting him to just tell it all, just everything. And I got Marvin, Juke's daddy, who was with Nicole. I expected him to just tell it all.
I did too. At some point, I thought he was going to do the exact same thing. I was shocked that he didn't. I figured he was going to let everything out, and then that's what was going to even amplify the investigation on Marv.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he would have probably did better going to the mom to talk to the mom.
I don't wonder why they haven't showed her. Yeah, I wonder why they haven't showed her anymore.
Whose mom? Burke's mom?
No,
Nicole's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, she left him.
Yeah, I know that she left him, but still, I've been looking for her to make a guest appearance, and make trouble.
I guess after she left him, it was like they just said, the hell with it. He the only one who, I guess, enough was to come to reality that their daughter, was doing drugs, and it wasn't a jukebox fault. So that's how I took it. But here we got Raq back at Quan's place, and Quan lets her know that we have competition out here on the street. Somebody's moving in on the territory. Y'all got to make an example out of somebody. Here is where Retro had questions about the timeline, because last episode, or what we on 8, or was it on episode 6, where she gets introduced to Quan and he said, all right, we can do whatever you want. We'll go a couple of months, etc., whatever. But right here in this scene, he basically said, like, it's been months and you're still getting the same product.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Did he say it's been months? But I know he said you keep ordering the same amount, like you haven't increased your order, which does lead you to believe like this has been going on for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you re-up?
Yeah, because
he gave her 2 months. Is what he said.
That's what he said. Yep. That's what he said. He said, I'll give you. He said, when we first made this agreement, we agreed that, I'll give you a couple of months for you to get up on your feet. But at this point, you still ordering the same amount that Unique ordered or whatever. And I didn't know what you're doing. So 2 months has passed. We know. And I hate when they do that, when they fast forward the story along that amount of time and not give us an obvious indication that they have moved time.
Right. Except these little
nuances,
nuggets, yeah.
But in other areas,
small nuggets.
Yeah, because in other areas it doesn't seem like they've moved that.
Exactly.
Like Butter's still practicing, they still rehearsing. They ain't done nothing in 2 months.
Right.
That's true.
They just figured out who the lead singer gonna be.
Like I said, I didn't even peep it until Retro. He hit me.
Well, I would it, but I did catch that, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was surprised that even.
Does that mean?
Put yourself on mute.
It's a 60-day probation to Marcus. So basically, they find out that they have competition.
Yeah,
and Quan is basically telling them that, listen, I need you to get rid of the competition or whatever. And at this point, when she goes to tell Marvin about the meeting between her and Quan, they both had self-discovery at the same time that it was Kanan that was moving to work. And she was like, I'll deal with Kanan. You deal with. Actually, Marvin had got a call from Shirley. Shirley had them called over to say, hey, look, Ludum came over here. He drunk. Something going on with your brother. And Marvin was ready to go deal with that. And of course, Raq is right back on let's get this work done. Let's deal with this before we deal with anything else. So big mistake, Rock. Because at the very least, you should have went ahead and had Marvin go get Lou up off of the streets. Because the longer you leave Lou out here on his own, the more problems he creates.
And that's exactly what Marv was trying to do. And
that's what he was trying to tell her.
That's what he was trying to tell her. And she wasn't listening. She too busy worried about trying to we got to get this money. We got to do this, etc. or whatever. Like, forget him. He's scared of himself. It's his fault. He looking at himself in the mirror. And like, Marv is literally the only one that's trying to help him.
Howard. They laid a trap for you, bro. They laid a trap for you. They set you up. And I don't know if you know that they playing you or you playing them, but I need you to get woke because you sleepy right now. Howard take his ass over here and talk to one of the detectives that's on the task force. And the detective's like, well, I'm not supposed to tell you this. I'm going to go ahead and tell you anyway because we cool like that. Well, Marvin Thomas, he checks off all the boxes. So, I'm just letting you know anything you can help pin on Marvin. You go ahead. That'll be a win. We get these feds up out of here. You come out with a win. I'm like, bro, they are laid a trap for you.
I was thinking that same thing.
Because I feel like he put that in your head because that's what they want you to know. And they want to see how you're going to react to that. They're watching you. They're watching you.
He ain't peeped that. I was thinking that same thing.
He really doesn't know because he seems like he really doesn't know. But, I mean, they like the Howard character. The writers like the Howard character. I mean, he was delivered from, stage 4, whatever, bone marrow cancer. So, but I can't believe he don't know. I just can't believe he don't know.
So this is where you're peeing on my leg and telling me that it's raining outside, or as really
you think you're so smart. I mean, that he's got rockitis. He thinks he's so smart that he's smarter than everybody else.
They also play with our intelligence a little bit. You're going to have us to believe that Marvin checks off all the boxes, which he does, but y'all haven't surveillance him one time. Y'all haven't brought him in for questioning one time. This man been out here committing crimes left and right. Y'all haven't followed him one time. Y'all ain't following Lou, who was at Bulletproof Records when it got sprayed up. But all your focus now is strictly on Marvin. But we only seen y'all tailing Rock. It just you're playing with.
I was just about to say, because remember back in the scene when they were interrogating I know his real name. Yeah, when they was interrogating him, he slipped up and brought up Rock's name, and the guy was like, but we ain't seen nothing else. Like, I don't even know how they even got to Marvin.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
They never even showed us how they got to Marvin. Like I said, we saw the surveillance. That one episode took the picture of Rock, and we haven't seen no surveillance.
Xavier.
He's bait. Yeah. He's bait. He's bait. I agree with that because it just doesn't make sense really be you on mute.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
The echo's gone, right?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying I agree. I said nothing they've done have made us think that they're really looking at Marvin. Nothing.
Yeah. So is the bait for Rock or is the bait for Howard?
Well, once they put the connection together of Howard and Rock, it's going to be for both of them. But I think the bait right now is for Howard.
Yeah, Mark. Nah, well, Mr. Jacko, I'll elaborate on that more once we get to that scene. I think it's something else. But I still would like for them to show a backstory of how they even got to Marv, because out of nowhere, they just come in, Howard just come in the joint, and then bam. Oh, now we talk about Marvin. I'm like, well, how somebody had to give him some type of tip.
Maybe the detective was in the park, and you know what I'm saying, all the tea gets spilled in the park. Like, I don't get it either. I just don't get it. I want them to lock this down a little bit more. It's just making me scared for the Marvin character.
Unless, Mr. Jackal, like you said, we haven't seen the backstory or the scene where Gerald is the one that put him on to Marvin. Somebody put him on to Marvin. The question is who. I don't know, but like I said, we'll discuss it more once we get to that scene.
I mean, maybe they're verbalizing that they don't have a lot, but Gerald, being put in the position that he's being put in, seems like they do have a little bit more. They're just trying to solidify it or, lock it in. Maybe they think locking Marvin in is going to expose someone else. I don't know.
That's true. Someone saw him hit Shannon in the car.
Ooh.
Saw him hit Shannon in the car.
But didn't they bring him in for questioning or something? Or what happened when everything went down at Tony's house? Did he leave the house and they never knew he was there? Because they kind of were trying to tie him to what went on up there with Tony, right?
They were, because that guy from the club that mentioned that in front of Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think that's how they got focused on Marvin.
Okay.
We didn't see that.
So you think it was Gerald that brought that information back and tied him to Tony in that situation?
Yes.
Run this name.
Yes.
Okay.
Because remember, she was testified against him or whatever. She was supposed to be a witness in his case.
Right.
So her being deleted, that probably created some suspicion. And then when Gerald took that back, then that gave them something to look into for Marvin. But still, they don't have enough to stick. They don't have no case. Because if they were surveilling him, they would have everything they need to make their case, but they ain't watching him. But he's their prime suspect. Burke Dad is going to be the one that shifts their direction. I feel like when Burke Dad goes and talks to them, and he starts mentioning all his suspicions that he have about Howard, I think that's going to shift the FBI's focus a little bit.
That's going to be the nail.
Yep. All right, so we see that Lou gives Shirley Famous's song, tells Miss Shirley to give it to him when he come by. She's like, well, why you can't give it to him? And, she's trying to find out what's happening with Lou, but at the same time, she's just like, let me mind my own business. Like, let me mind my own business. She was like, Lou, is everything okay? Nah, everything's not okay. So you gonna be like, you know what? Just, it's whatever. Cubs start saying Shirley trying to smash.
Exactly. Lou Daddy must have put it down hard, baby, because she's saying about him generationally, baby. His generation can get whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, not Lou Daddy was putting it down.
Oh my God.
That was the Harry Muff era too.
Oh,
E-Train.
Yeah, every time you see Helen Willis, think about that.
Well, if Helen Willis knew about that, she would have a fit for real. All right, what are they doing with this whole Famous story, yo? I don't know where they're going with this, but I don't care about him working in this studio. I don't care about him working in Shirley's place. I don't care.
I double that. I ditto. I don't care.
I think you said something because I think remember how Marv is on his redemption whole thing this whole season. I think now this is where they're gonna try to show, because remember, Famous, all the regrets. I think now he never wanted to be in the life in the first place. So now that he's finally out of it, I think now
he's doing something to make him happy.
He about to try to stay on the straight and narrow path. That's all. But I agree with y'all. This was something else that could have been deleted or edited or something.
Yeah, we could have assumed all of this. They could have showed him working in there, and we could have assumed that, she gave him the tape and now he's working there. We could have assumed all that. Some of the stuff that we're assuming should, we should be seeing these things. We should see them come to fruition. We just don't need all these dead ends. Yeah, is the Fame thing going anywhere? They was just questioning him. I just don't understand. At the end of the day,
right, they were just questioning him, so they just let it drop. They just that's it. You're trying to solve season after season. Right, you're trying to solve a whole unaliving, and y'all question him You got an eyewitness allegedly, and that's it. Y'all just letting him hang out. I really think at the end of the day, Famous is gonna get hemmed up. He gonna snitch. Famous gonna either end up in jail or dead. I mean, they're giving us a zigzag road, but I really feel like that's where this is going with Famous.
So Kanan is laid up over here in this Roach Motel with Crystal. Smoking weed. Not shocking at all.
These nubile nipples. I can't look at these.
It shocked me because I wouldn't think somebody of Crystal's
would hang out in a place like this. I said the same thing. Yeah, I said the same thing. I thought she's a little too prissy for that, ain't she?
Yeah, like her nose is so up in the air. When I saw this, I said, "Oh damn, she came to the Roach Motel." Like,
there's nothing prissy about Crystal. Where y'all get that?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
The way she carries herself,
how she carries herself.
Back like they used to say in the era, she's all souped up on herself.
Yeah.
Like, but she's right. She's souped up on herself, but she's not prissy. She's straight up about getting to the next level. She knows exactly who Kanan is and what Kanan does, and she want a piece of it. And she understands that, you know what, he ain't living in a sky high. We all teenagers, you know, he's trying to make. But think about it, as a high school student, he whatever he is, he got his own place. She probably live in the hood. We don't know where Crystal lives.
She looked like she was living over there in Palomar apartment, but we know Paul.
Right.
I think I'm echoing again.
She's this season's Palomar. Anyway, there's 3 knocks at the door. Kanan gets up and goes to the door, and it's the social worker. We learned that Raq has called a social worker and told on Kanan that he's not at home. And the social worker pretty much tell him that you got 24 hours to get home, or I'm coming back with them boys, and we're gonna lock you up. And
she don't smell the weed.
That's what being fresh was talking about. You don't smell the marijuana.
Smell not nan.
Especially when she came in and looked around. She came in and looked around.
Girl, I know that whole Roach Motel stinks, so you had to smell something.
It's butt crack and Paducey all up and through.
But what I wanted Kanan to do was go ahead and stitch his mama out. Well, you know, she was the one that put the weapon in my bag or whatever. But
he can't prove that. I mean, what the social worker supposed to do with that? Like, you got some proof, you have it on video, you got an eyewitness. The person that could have testified, he kicked out the damn apartment. Right. He could have got Famous to say I witnessed it. You know, I mean, I still don't know how much weight that would have held. He's a teenager, but still, like, he don't have no proof.
Oh, them downward nipples. I can't.
I'm not with you.
Why are you looking at that boy's nipples?
Like, don't look at.
I mean, they're like what do you call it? Lazy eyes or something. I don't know.
I need Kanan to get a bedroom set us up over there and get that match.
Go and get your bedroom soon.
This is why I said, like,
I mean, he got time to go shopping and buy, you know, sneakers and jackets and hoodies. He ain't got time to swing by the furniture store and just get a bed. I mean, you ain't even got to have a whole suit. Just
you could have got a whole suit for $500 back then. Really, you know this.
Yeah, $300.
End table.
Yeah, $300.
Out the whole thing, the whole 9 yards.
You making all this bread, and your place still looks like
bed frame at least, right, Mr. Jackal?
Right, a bed frame at least. Okay.
Bed frames was like $15 back then.
The whole bedroom suit was $300. What are you talking about?
This whole
the first time I bought a bed frame, it was $15. I bought a bed frame for $15, and that's real talk.
Yep. You could get them from the Goodwill.
Yep.
His whole fit, like what, $400? Nah, he could definitely buy. He could buy a whole bed, big screen TV, and some more.
I like how they dress Ron, Snap and Pops alike. I like how they dress them alike. That's dope. They got
the two of them are hilarious to me. Like, I need a prequel with Snap and Pops. Like, I need their origin story because they.
I was thinking that. I think that would be a good spinoff. I think that would be a good spinoff. The life and times of Snap and Pops. I don't know how many seasons we can go with it. But it would have been dope to see how they came up.
We can get at least 3 to 4 seasons out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all gonna tell me about Ronnie and everything else, I welcome it.
Hey, Mark said we trapping. We ain't got time for no furniture. Mark said we trapping. We ain't got time.
You know what? You could actually roll all of that into one.
That's
prequel.
what I'm saying. If we can't get that, we can't get some background with some of our main characters through that. I don't want it.
And you know what? If they roll DEF CON into it, I'm telling
y'all got better ideas than the writers.
That would be a good prequel right there. A prequel to Raising Kanan. That would be real good.
Okay, so don't jump on me because I just found this out. So because I was like, yo, they got good.
Oh, this
chemistry.
Ain't no spoiler.
No, it ain't no spoiler.
Okay.
I was like, they got good chemistry, and come to find out, they're together in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're together in real life. Like they've been together for like, I think like 10 years or something. Like they're not married, but they're together. Like they've been together for years.
So they snapped and pop in real life. Then that explains their own camera chemistry. Club Star said they swingers. Club Star said they swingers.
Oh, they swingers.
I can see that.
Pineapple.
I can see that Club Star. They swinging. Right. Go ahead, Fresh. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good. I was just saying I was one because they were so, and I just happened to come across Snap's page.
Man, come through, Rock.
Man, did she come through? Man, that outfit Rock had on was fire.
That's why she was so nasty to Rock, because Rock made her eat it.
Man, Rock came in there like I'm the baddest bee in Queen.
Yeah, she made her eat it. Every time she opened her mouth, Rock was giving her gorge on it. Dog.
And Rock told her, I ain't a little girl in pigtails no more either. Rock
she tried to throw that to my son. I ain't seen you were jumping your rope. Well, I don't jump rope no more.
Right.
I don't jump rope no more.
She told me,
I hang some with the rope now.
She said, you come in here with your little good hair, your little Gucci this, your Chanel that. You're like, yeah, you see me. I'm out here. I'm out here.
You see
I'm
it?
out here.
Yeah, you see it.
You see it?
They gave her that slow walk intro, and we wasn't sure if she was straight out, cut out, or what, baby, on the side.
Rock came in there like, I'm the baddest in town with no muscle, no nothing.
I stay bad.
Definitely did.
She came in there and let you know I'm here.
And that really kind of set the mood too, because the moment that I can't remember which one is the male or the female. Is Snaps the female or the male?
Snap is the male and Pop is the female.
Okay, so the minute Pops showed her uncomfortableness with Rock, he just immediately took, he set his position too. When he stood up at the end, I was just like, sir, what are you doing? You are trying to grip her son out from underneath her. Like she has
a right to come to you and tell you, listen,
right? And she's coming to you like she's supposed to come to you. Like stay away from her son. Like
you just the money dude, right? You just the money dude.
Especially when he say that he ain't got no business with your son, then why are you so offended by me coming and tell you that I want my son roped up in what y'all got going on?
Right.
Like I understand what y'all. She know who y'all are. She know Bonnie and Clyde. So she know that it ain't gonna be no good. It don't mean no good for my son to be associated with y'all. And Snap got the nerve to have an attitude with her because you don't tell me what to do. I'm the forefather and I'm this, I'm that. Well, you might be.
He didn't have none of that for Ronnie.
He didn't have none of that
for Ronnie.
He didn't have none of that time for Ronnie.
And Ronnie came hostile as all get out.
Demanding work, demanding funds.
I didn't understand. Because he literally said to her,
and Rock, I hate to tell y'all, I ain't gonna get y'all a prequel with Snap and well, you might get a prequel still because Rock gonna lay them down. She gonna lay them down.
Yeah. I just didn't understand it like y'all, because he literally said, I know it takes a village to raise a child. Like, the only reason she's coming to y'all because that's her child. Like, that's her son. You said
she's stepping to you correct. She's stepping to you correct.
Stepping to you correct. And
the fact that she even came to you before she did anything is respect.
Is respect, yeah. Out of respect for y'all, listen, I'm gonna come and talk to y'all on some grown man, grown woman shit. Listen, I don't want my child roped up in y'all business. Whatever business y'all got going on with Ronnie, y'all, that's between you and Ronnie. But I don't want my son roped up into that. Exactly. I feel like she was within her reason to do that. And she didn't even do it in a hostile, disrespectful way. She didn't even really hit you with the or else.
Yeah.
She kind of alluded to it. but she didn't even hit you with the or else.
Yeah.
But I can see Pops had hesitation because remember at the end she said, "Is it even worth it?
Is all this worth this?" Yeah, she said
all this worth it to be dealing with Ronnie.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, from the jump, why didn't he go to Rock? When Ronnie was proposing all of this, why didn't he go to Rock? It kind of is giving like they had beef with Rock at some point. I don't know. But they say they've been out the game for a minute. I don't know. It's just weird. Because technically he should have went to Rock.
Or at the very least, like Rock, I don't mean no disrespect. Your son came to us. You know, it should have been a contentious or acrimonious conversation because all Snap had to say was, look, Rock, I know you don't want your son dealing with this or whatever, but he came to us. He working with Ronnie.
Listen, Dean called you neat when Ronnie left there.
Yep.
Right? And he don't have nothing for you neat. Okay, this is what it is, right? Your family's out here wilding. Your family's trying to step to me. Your family's trying to get me to do that. The minute you realize that Ronnie was bringing this kid, you should have stepped to Rock. That's on period.
I agree with that 100%.
All right, so we got Marvin out here doing his work. And when I first saw this scene right here, I was like, oh yeah, Marvin finna take old boy out. Marvin finna go here and lay him out right here. And I like how Marvin dealt with this. I like how Marvin handled the situation. He went ahead and found him a trick, paid the trick off, and he put the trick on her. Go ahead, really, B.
No, I mean, finish what you were saying.
He went ahead and put the trick on him, whatever. He got the photos or whatever. So extortion at its best. Otherwise, you gonna move this work for us, or I'm finna send these pictures to your wife. Go ahead, really, B.
So my question is this: two things I want to say. First thing I want to say is, do you guys think that was Marvin running an audible? Because we have the new kinder, gentler Marvin. Because I feel like first season Marvin would have took him out. But I feel like post-therapy Marvin is like, I'm going to give you an opportunity to live and still get what I want. So I'm going to hold this blackmail. I found another way to resolve it without just taking you out altogether. Because when I was watching it, I was thinking, is that what Rock wanted you to do? Or is that what you decided to do?
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, I thought it was
my
Rock.
Other question is, or my other statement is, and I was hesitant to say this because I don't want it to sound like we always are saying, oh, we need more, we need more, we need more. But I wonder if the disrespect from Snaps and Pops goes back to DEFCON and stuff we don't know. Or is it just straight up, they just think they run shit and they don't have to answer to nobody and Rock should have never came at them? I'm wondering. I don't know. I'm wondering.
Go ahead, Fresh, and then I'm going to jump in with that because I have thoughts about that.
Too. Okay, so here's how I took it, like the market is saying. First off, I don't think it's that because Snaps and Pops were, even though they were on the street, they were known for being bank robbers. So they weren't really hustling, moving weight, all that different type of stuff. I think it was just more so as, because that's generally how it is with OGs. Like, we see it now, like, prime example, like, think about it as the rap game. It's like a lot of the older hip-hop artists now, they don't like the new music, and they feel like the people that's out now ain't giving them the respect or the props. So that's why he was like, we the forefathers, like, you know what I'm saying? Show some respect, pay homage. Like, we've been doing this way before you.
Okay.
So I think that's all it does. I think it's just ego, like, yo, like, because remember, Pop said, I remember you jumping rope. So, like, while you was jumping rope, we was out here in these streets hitting banks. We was doing all of this stuff. So you need to come correct and show us the proper respect because we the OGs in the game. And that's a lot. That's like how OGs are. They ego just get big because they known in the streets, and that's what they was known for. So that's how I took it. But that was just me.
No, and that's fine. I was just asking. I mean, I agree that it could be really just that simple. I was just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Marvin chose to handle this situation a little differently than he normally would. And, you know, more bodies in the street create more problems for him. So this was a way to get it done without having to drop somebody. Now, I feel like if he wouldn't have laid down off this play right here, then he would have been deleted. Yeah, I think they're using Kanan too to kind of muck with Rock.
which goes back to kind of what really B is referencing. But I mean, they're not worried about bodies, though. I mean, we didn't bring up Scrap's mama at all in this episode. Like, she was just at the jail.
Right. Ain't nobody saying nothing about her.
Down at the police station. Ain't nobody brought her up at all. I just think that they feel like a caper is more entertaining. You know, I don't know what they paid for this scene with the actors and all that stuff, but I don't know. It just seems like they're doing like a lot of little filler. Like, we didn't have to see the man shut down and come out and kiss the lady in the car. Like, it was just a lot. We do love to see Marvin, but again, it's just another caper. It's just another caper.
Yep.
Yeah, just another caper.
Yep.
She couldn't really get rid of him though, like, because the Chinese people are not gonna send her product to ship. Not product as in the work, but he's also, what's masking the work is the fact that he's running a legit business, and she's not going to be able to deal with other Asian people. So it is kind of smart to keep him alive, that, or deal with his junkie brother, which is just the short road to hell anyway. So yeah.
I think they got a little bit of dissension with Raq, simply because Raq don't get on her knees for nobody. Raq has told us that and showed us that over and over again. She don't get down. You know, she's not gonna be back down. So she kind of out here rogue in a sense, doing her own thing, and you know, she's not marching to their beat.
Yep.
So I think that's why everyone has such an issue with Raq, because Raq don't play ball with nobody. When she first told Nick, she said, "Nick, I ain't getting on my knees for nobody."
No.
And she shows us that she's not gonna get on her knees for nobody, right, wrong, or indifferent. She's gonna make her own play.
And it don't matter how old Pops is, she matched Pops' energy. Like, Pops. Yeah, she got to it with Pop.
She let him know that, listen, I ain't the little girl you seen skipping rope. So
Pop say, what the duck does that mean?
Try me if you want to. Try me if you want to. I ain't out here on skipping rope.
But they're right in the chat. He did say fuck Raq. So there's something. I don't know how serious it is, but I mean, it could, like I said, I mean, like you said, Fresh, it could simply just be like respect, like we don't give a fuck about Raq, like we the OGs, like fuck her, you know what I mean? It really could be that simple. I don't, like I said, I don't want to make it seem like we always trying to make everything a deeper thing, but I do think that by bringing in a lot of these characters that predated where this started, there are going to be questions about the relationships and who knew who and how they were connected and all, you know, all of those things. I think that's valid. But to Miss Honey's point, this whole scene was unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
Before we move forward, just to piggyback real quick, because it just popped in my head. I think another reason why it seems that way is because when you look at it, Raq, Snaps, and Pop, they all look the same age. Like, Snaps and Pops don't look like OGs. Everybody almost looks like the same age.
That's true.
Almost like when you're watching it, it's hard to decipher that they're different ages. Like,
they look like the Jeffersons to me. I don't know.
You're so stupid.
Yeah, this was another scene that could have been gone. Go ahead, Retro.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, this was another scene that could have been deleted. It served no purpose at all.
None.
Yeah, just no more than to show us that Lou is just unstable.
We get it. Right. Yeah, we get it. We get it. We got it.
We got some exclusive information.
Okay, so Marvin ain't locked up yet, unless they show him in a prison cell next season. Marvin ain't locked up yet.
Okay, so Marvin will be back. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for that intel. Appreciate it.
All right, Jay, appreciate that. That's the 411. We got the 411 from New York native. She said she seen him in Harlem last night. All right, so we know that Marvin is safe. All right, we appreciate that.
Monica M, you saying the same thing. We already covered that. We said that at the beginning, but it's nice to know that other people think what we thinking. Monica M said the same thing. Snap knows DEFCON isn't Kanan's father. He was checking to see if Kanan knows. Snap said we never seen DEFCON with a woman. I think they knew Ronnie was with. See, we ain't the only ones. We ain't crazy.
It was 411, Mark. You're right, Mr. Jackal. Lulu is on a downward spiral, so we see that these hoods come up and try to rob him at knife point, and he pulled out the blicky and he started blasting off, and they disappeared.
But isn't it funny how even in his drunken state,
he's still that dude. Yep, he's still that dude. Yep.
Not necessarily, because if they really wanted to, he was so drunk, like he was just shooting. Like they could have easily, but they weren't taking that chance. I wouldn't have took that chance if I'm.
Yeah, because they thought he was a 7:30. They thought he was 7:30. They thought he was 7:30. This dude's crazy.
I mean, his penis was out and his back was to them. It didn't need to be hard.
That's true. That you're right. If they were halfway competent, you're right. Yeah, they were like the burgers.
They knew it was drunk from looking at him. I think they're just, and I mentioned this. I think something is going to happen to Lou, and I think it's inevitable. I think there really isn't a way around it, not unless Anyway, I'm not gonna say that, but I just think that they've been prepping us not to like Lou because something is gonna happen to Lou. Like, we're notorious for treating snitches like that is worse than rum red, right? But we know for sure that something is gonna happen to Lou. Yeah, red rum. So I do think that something is gonna happen to Lou, and I think that's what they're prepping us for here. It still was just overkill. Like, we could have actually learned a little bit more had they let him go off on his mom and skip this alley scene. Like, give us some tea. Give us some tea.
Right. I agree.
All right, so you got Kanan and Ronnie. They posted up in the Infinity. I guess Ronnie has stolen yet another car. He riding around in the Infinity.
I used to hate that shape. I used to hate that shape, that body style.
Infinity from Ronnie. You stole it. Where did you take this car from, Ronnie?
What kills me though is
Ronnie. What you said last week? Really, be he stole Pernessa's car. He stole it.
Like, Ronnie's not flashy,
riding around in.
But yet he's riding around in Infinity J30 with BBSs.
J30 with BBSs on it, yep.
He's walking around with the penny loafers on with the white socks like MJ. So I was lost to see them that he was in that joint.
But did you notice the scene when they were out front of the brownstone? It was parked out front. The Infinity was parked out front.
But what year is the car that they're standing next to? Like, this is the little stuff that throws me off a little bit. I don't know.
Listen, they had to get what they get. That car from like the 70s. That car's from the 70s.
That building is from the 70s too.
Yeah. Speaking of that building, that's what she should have went back into after Ronnie threatened her. She should have went back in there, got them boys that she threatened Kanan with, but Ronnie goes up on the social worker, threatened her with whatever, and she
have said to her.
That's why I'm mad they
did. He thought he was going to delete her. He probably thought he was going to delete her.
Yeah, but she would have screamed or something. The way she scurried off, he was like, "I'll eat your liver with fava beans."
Probably, yeah. I was about to say, probably said, "I'll cut you up and eat you with some lava beans or something."
Yeah,
yeah.
He threatened to delete her. It's obvious.
But this is where to me, it seemed like Kanan realizing how crazy Ronnie is. Because this is like, what, the second time?
What did you think Ronnie was going to do? You told him who she was and you took him there.
And you sicked him on her. You knew exactly what he was going to do. Threaten her.
You saw him come out famous. Like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. And it was
I feel like they're sharing clothes now, too. I'm just going to say that.
Nah, Kanan a little bit more fresh than Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ronnie still got them same 2-3 outfits that he rotate throughout this season.
That he was locked up in. Ronnie was locked up in them clothes, and that's what he wearing.
I was surprised he had on loafers this episode. I was waiting to see the little whatchamacallit, because we still ain't seen him get rid of the clothes he unalive Unique in.
Well, he didn't get rid of the weapon. He don't care.
He don't care. He didn't get rid of the clothes. He got rid of the bouncer in. He don't care. Ronnie's crazy. He don't care. I knew that Raq was going to go see Pernessa. I for some reason, I just felt like I knew that Raq was going to go see Pernessa in this. Actually, I was really thinking it was the other way around, that Pernessa was going to roll up on Raq and tell Raq that she's seen Ronnie with the bodega lady. So Raq tried to press her out for some information about Ronnie or whatever, and we see that she's reluctant, as she should. And at first I had questions about this, but really B kind of broke it down to me yesterday that she's scared and she wasn't gonna tell anything. But I was like, you can get more help from Raq than anything. But anyway, she inadvertently revealed to Rock that she saw Ronnie with Bodega. She did.
Right.
With the Bodega lady, and Rock put the pieces together from there. She's like, okay, well, I tell you what, stay safe, my sister.
I'm still trying to figure out why she in town.
DeMarcus like the girl next door.
I'm still trying
to figure that out. Like, why are you still in town?
Yeah, I told you she should have been in South Carolina by now. She should have been
gone because
in South Carolina.
Did you hear her call that house her house? Like, ma'am, I really need you to go somewhere. It's not your house anymore.
When he go around there and find
right,
Juliana,
that's her house anymore.
Not your house. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. When he go around there and find Juliana, he gonna know Pernessa told it, and Pernessa is gonna go and lay next to Unique.
That's why she need to be in South Carolina right now. She need to be in North Carolina.
I mean, she can go to Jersey.
VA.
Just get out of there.
She need to be in VA somewhere. Yeah, somewhere.
I could have sworn Rock told her when she came looking for Unique. I thought
to get out of town. I could have sworn Rock. She did. Yeah, she told her she need to get MIA.
Like, yeah. I know Unique got some bread stashed somewhere where you could have got your behind out.
Ronnie took it. Ronnie took it. It was under the bag.
That's right. He sure did.
Ronnie took it.
That's right. He got no money. The jury. That's right.
But that's the thing. What we found out that was 2 weeks after Unique was missing. That money should have never still been there.
Yeah.
She should have still been in that house. Listen.
Along with her.
You might not have known Ronnie did it, but you know Ronnie crazy. And you know the code of the streets. If he ain't been home and he ain't paid you a call, it's because he can't. Whether that means he's dead or he's in a situation. Ain't nowhere in the world you were still supposed to be in that house, because what if somebody was looking for, what if he's in hiding because somebody's looking for him? They're going to come to that house. You should have already knew what the drill was. They should have had a drill. I'm sorry. There's no reason in the world why she's supposed to be at that house waiting for Unique to come home. It's been 2 weeks, ma'am. He's not coming back ever.
Yeah, we touched on that, Nicole. We touched on that a little bit earlier on them two being lovers. I'll have to see.
All right, so Juke is at the train station waiting on her train, minding her own business.
Minding her business.
Mind her business.
Listening to her music.
When these girls roll up on her, and Juke went to work on them. Like, I don't know who you think I am. She beat the brakes off them girls.
She do look pregnant though. I'm gonna be honest.
I wanted her to, since she had on Tim's, I wanted her to start
stomp them. Yes, I want her to stomp. I want her to stomp one of them out. I want her to stomp one of them out. She had them Tim's on. Go ahead and give them the work. Give them what you came here for. You came here for some work. I got.
I was gonna say it.
Imprint on
yes.
I was gonna say it. I know how she can fix Crystal.
Where she needed to
take a box cut out her jaw and mess that.
Yep. No more butter for her. Right. I really wish they would have shown us. The only gripe I have about this scene right here is I wish that they would have shown us how she got out of it.
Exactly.
Unless it's implying that when the girl pulled the blade, that was, they'll say, leave us alone, and they ran off.
I thought she would go the girl in front of the train.
I wish they would have showed it too. Because I really wish they would have showed Jukebox getting the blade from him and cutting up one of the girls. I'm sorry.
Xavier, I thought the same thing.
Xavier, yep.
I thought she was going to push one of them on the tracks. For sure.
Especially when the train opened and people was coming out, I was like, oh, something's going to happen. Like, I really thought something was getting ready to happen too.
I thought she was going to give him the slip.
Is it just me, or do I feel like Lady Diddy picked up on the vibes too? What was going on? Pebbles.
Oh, she know what happened. She don't know the details, but she definitely know that it had something to do with Crystal.
When Crystal availed herself, well, I can sing lead until Jukebox gets here. If she gets here.
She saw when Jukebox came in and walked over to Crystal and said something. She know what's up. She's stupid.
And she saw that she was bruised up. And she saw that she was bruised up.
She thought she was bruised up. Yeah, she know what she don't know the details, but she know what happened. Something happened, and she know Crystal was behind it.
She knew Crystal was behind it, yeah.
You better be glad Juke ain't about that life, because she not like that, because she really should tattoo tic-tac.
But this right here was a warning. She put Crystal on notice right here.
I owe you one. She said, I owe you one.
Oh, she was scared.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, she need to catch on them subway steps.
Oh, this ain't over. This ain't over. Oh, this ain't over. I'm gonna see you about this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and sing this song right now, but I got you.
Yeah.
That's what Jukebox was telling her.
With Juke reminded me of the Joker from The Dark Knight because she had a smile on her face.
Like,
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, it ain't over. Like, I'm gonna catch you one way or another." So, like,
and that's gonna scare you more because you waiting, you anticipating when is it coming, where is it coming, how is it coming? Like that anticipation is worse than just whip my ass and get it out the way. Got me waiting for it.
Pretty much. So yeah, I like that whole thing. I was like, okay, Juke showing she ain't weak. I wonder if this is like, could this be the villain story of why, or something else of why we get the villain story, why Juke is so cold? Because remember in the OG power, they said she got so cold.
Her life.
Could this whole?
I think it's gonna be whatever happened to Marvin. To be honest with you, I think whatever is gonna happen to Marvin is gonna be the straw that breaks the camel back with her.
I figured it was maybe that she ain't had no choice, she had to go overseas to go to war.
I think our heart is going to be broken.
I do think, and I don't know if they're going to show us this in this installment. I don't know if they have any other plans for any other future spinoffs. I would like to see either a season of Raising Kanan where it chronicles her time in the military, or a spinoff where it addresses it. But I do think that something is going to happen to her over there in that military because of her sexuality. In that time, that was frowned upon in the military or whatever. So I do believe that something bad is going to happen to her. Maybe she gets raped. Maybe she gets mistreated by her sergeant or something. I think something like that is going to happen to her. But ultimately, I think her biggest heartbreak is going to come from whatever happens to Marvin, whether he gets deleted or if he gets life in prison. I think that's going to really shape her into this cold-hearted person, because Marvin is the little bit of innocence that she has left is her relationship that she's repaired now with Marvin. So I think whatever happens to him is going to be a catalyst for her.
Agreed.
But I want her to snatch this girl up real quick one time for me. Snatch her ass up one time. Just go ahead and give her that work.
Yeah, we know Crystal can't fight. We see that because she was scared to death.
She was scared.
She's scared.
Oh, she was scared.
She ain't like our Crystal. She ain't like our Crystal.
You giving us too much R, Retro. She was scared.
She was scared. Raq goes over here and see Joaquin and tell Joaquin, look, Juliana's been skimming up the top. I know you ought to see that she been buying new stuff and she been acting funny or whatever. And Joaquin confirmed that, she has been kind of acting a little funny lately or whatever. He's like, you know what? Let me look into this. And if what you say check out, yeah, you can go ahead and delete her.
Called it.
We knew that. We knew that was going to happen, that she was going to go over there and pay, and Raq is trying to do things the right way, because she could have just dropped Juliana in the street and just been done with it. But she went over there and let him know that, hey,
she don't want to burn that relationship, though.
She don't want to burn that relationship.
I figured she ain't want to go to war with him.
That too.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, really.
That ain't that's a never in the war right there with them Colombians. I think like she was trying to go to war with them.
Yep. Oh, I think we all got lots to say about this. Who wants to take this scene on? Who wants to have it?
Oh God, I don't care.
I mean,
why is Marvin there? What Marvin? What's going on here? Why is you with these white?
We don't told you last week, Marvin. Stop taking your ass out and talk to this man about the goddamn article. Please, Marvin. You smarter than this, bro.
I don't understand. How do you have time to run past the 7-Eleven constantly and get snacks and set up Asian people in the heart of little China, and you still hanging out with this junkie?
First of all, I owe you ladies an apology. Really be and Miss Honey, not necessarily.
Let me put some lip gloss on.
I need to give y'all some flowers.
That's how he said, let me put my lip gloss on.
Let me give y'all flowers. Let me give y'all a dozen of roses for this. Y'all said from inception that Gerald was a snitch. Y'all did. However,
you don't owe us an apology for that, but thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give you flowers. I'm gonna give you a dozen of roses apiece.
Thank you.
A dozen of roses. However, I'm irritated with it. I'm irritated with the fact that they revealed to us that he's a snitch because I want to know what looped him up. I want to know what jammed him up into turning into this snitch.
How long has he been a snitch?
Right. Yeah, they told us what looped him up. I just want to know when it happened.
What did they tell us that looped him up?
He got caught doing drugs. He got caught.
Yeah, but in order for you to be in jail time and get that type of charges from the FBI, you got to have to wait.
But that's not the FBI.
That would have been a simple possession charge.
No, that's FBI.
That's FBI. Well, they're threatening to take his kids. They're threatening to take his kids.
Yeah, but still, that's a simple possession. It's a simple possession. Like, that ain't enough to get you jammed up on charges where you got to be flipped to become a CI.
Yeah, nah. I
just want to know when did he start?
Yeah, when did he start?
That's all I want to know. He got the call from the Billies. Were the Billies in on it? Like, were the Billies really the cops? Like, when he called
Marvin that's what I'm saying. Did it start from that first night when he called Marvin? I'm gonna be honest. I said it then. I never understood why Marvin was his phone call. Like, of all the people like, this dude is a junkie. You gotta know Marvin the only dude you knew.
I don't think it was from them, because if it was from them, I think we would not have gotten just now them getting Marvin as a suspect.
That part.
So
they would have been after Marvin all along.
They would have been after Marvin all along. I think, like, since we talking about it, I won't even wait till we get to that scene. I think, like how Really B was saying, he got roped up. And remember back then, like, you got caught with some heroin. That was some time, regardless. So he wasn't trying to do that. I think he just happened to get caught up. But I'm with Retro. I wanted them to show, because it's the feds. I wanted them to show how we got to that point. And the only thing I could think of is that somehow, some way, they've been digging in Marvin's background, and they put two and two together that him and Marvin went to the therapy.
Anger management.
Yeah, to the anger management thing. That's the only thing I could think of.
I'm like Really B. I don't care. I don't care. And when he started asking questions to Marvin about that bulletproof records, Marvin already knew. You down here talking to the police about me? Say what? Marvin, you should got up and walked off. You should got up and walked away. Like, listen, that was your cue right there. You cut all communication, cut all ties with this dude right here. That this ain't the company you need to keep. Marvin, just get this man a hot shot. Give him a hot shot and let's be done with him. Give him a hot shot, because you can't unalive him any other way at this point. At this point, he talking to the feds or whatever. They need to find him OD. Give him a hot shot.
He probably
give him that Nicole pack.
I would at the very least like to see Marvin act as if he sees and he knows. I don't want them to make, he's come so far as a character. Don't make him this gullible,
Stupid. Just stupid. Don't make him this stupid. Because you should have peeped game the minute he started asking questions about bulletproof records. Like, I'm here to talk about you. You talking about some other stuff that I ain't even on. I ain't even set foot in that studio. What you asking me about?
It's the second time he's crossed the line. He did it with the Tony Deep situation.
That part. Get up and walk away from this man and leave this man with a hot shot like Proctor did his old lady. Leave this man with a hot shot and let them find him stinking in that apartment. Yes, it is going to be sad that those kids going to be left fatherless, but they're better off without a junkie for a father anyway.
We don't know them children, and I'm sick of this cranium. This whole cranium, I'm sick of it.
These children ain't the family, so let them go on into the system. That's what it's made for. Yeah, they father a junkie anyway, so they ain't got no good life ahead of them anyhow.
Look how good Marvin looking cream.
All right. So this also, ladies, I think Miss Honey was the one that was going on about this, that did she sign a list of papers or not? So we found out in this scene right here, she has signed the enlistment papers.
Yeah.
So she belongs to the U.S. government at this point.
She would have had to get that physical. Like, they wouldn't have gave her no physical without signing the enlistment papers. But I hate.
But Mr. Henry told her, you better have your ass here.
Oh, Mr. Henry.
You know his name?
Oh, is the man.
Oh, Haley Henley. I'm looking at his name badge.
I thought it was Henry too.
Oh, Mr. Henry.
I thought it said Henry too.
Oh, Mr. Henry.
I thought it was Henry too. I was about
Don't
to
he
say
look like a Mr. Henry though? Don't he look like a Mr. Henry? You basically, you better have your ass here when it's time for you to go, or we're gonna lock your ass up. Healy, thank you, Nicole. That's true. Gerald probably did buy drugs from an undercover cop.
He's a junkie. He could have got hemmed up 7 different ways. So I'm like y'all. I don't care. He's compromised for sure.
I'm also tired of this story arc too. I love Jukebox and I love everything that Jukebox brings, but I'm tired of this.
Yeah,
is she gonna go or not?
Yeah,
at this point, I'm tired because this is a wash and repeat over and over again. It's the same conversation she have every time she goes see that recruiter. It is literally the same exact conversation. Make a decision. Are you going or not?
She ain't got no choice at this point. Like,
I guess that's what they're showing us. I guess that's what they're showing us now, that she doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, she ain't got no choice. But
I would love to see her singing a little bit more, even if it's just like the backdrop to some of the scenes. You know,
that's why I said I wish they would have showed us in the studio. That's what I feel like we're missing. If they would have showed us more time with her in the studio, it would have, to me, resonated that she's actually taking this serious, and that it would have been a bigger disappointment when she loses Butter, because she's putting her all into it. She's doing the recording sessions. She's learning the choreography and everything. So it would have been a bigger letdown for her when Butter didn't make it.
Yeah.
These kids here playing Candyland, this is the last time they're going to see our daddy.
They going to turn their daddy over to Marvin. They ain't going to know they doing it, but they going to tell it because they real close to Marvin. They like Marvin. They going to be like, Daddy goes outside when the guys flash their lights.
Yep.
Daddy's sitting in the car with 2 guys.
This is the last time they're going to spend with their father. This is the last. Y'all better enjoy this game of Candyland with y'all father. It's the last.
I hope they get some nice foster parents. I hope they don't separate them.
Yep. Somebody said in one of the threads that I'm in that this is Angela and Paz. So this is Angela and Paz. All right, so we see the feds pull up to the house. They flash the lights or whatever. They come outside. He comes outside, sits in the car. And they're basically threatening him, extorting him at this point. Like, tell us something about Marvin or we're going to lock you up. But here's the thing. Here's the catch. I still feel like he's going to throw him off. I still feel like he's going to throw them off. Because he owed Marvin. He owed Marvin. Marvin saved his life. He cleared his debt with those junkies. Yeah. He took care of his kids for him and everything. Like, he owed Marvin at the end of the day. So I don't really think he's going to give Marvin up.
That's the same thing I'm thinking. Because you could tell from his face, like,
I think he's scared of Marvin.
Like, you
as he should.
From his face, like he didn't really like. I think he's just going to give them like, he's not going to feed them like nothing that's going to incriminate him.
Cub Star, you're right. Junkies don't have loyalty, but still, man, he owed this man his life because them junkies were getting ready. I mean, those dealers were getting ready to take him out if it wasn't for Marvin or whatever. So, and then Marvin has been trying to be his support pet or support partner or whatever.
I think at some point Gerald gonna tell him
emotional support dog.
Yeah, he's an emotional support animal.
That's what I think. I think at some point Gerald gonna tell him like, hey, the feds did this, etc. And it might work out to the benefit where Gerald be like, I mean, Marvin.
Because Marvin might feed him something to tell them, yeah. Yep. Well, that kind of remind me of when they were trying to shake Proctor down that time. And he told Ghost that he had a wire on him and whatever. So I think that's going to end up happening. And he's going to end up coming clean with Marvin. But I still think that he's going to get a hot shot. And he's up out of here.
Yeah.
I don't care.
At all. At all. I don't care about this either. I'm tired of seeing him drunk and stumbling all over the place. Don't care.
The only thing
I must have fast forwarded or blocked it out. I missed that whole scene.
You didn't miss nothing.
You didn't miss
because all he did was look at the weapon, and all he's doing is showing us that he's contemplating deleting himself.
Yeah.
And then immediately in the previews, they show us where it's whatever.
Yeah, it's don't care. Boring.
Yeah.
And we get to the main event. Ding. The moment that we have all been waiting for, the moment that we've all been asking for, the moment that we all saw Juliana's sitting at home with her little prissy furniture, her little dollhouse furniture. You know, she making her a little cup of tea before she go to bed, and Damn, Rock come in dressed in all black, looking at with her ghost moment on.
Now, see, Juliana about this living room as a set. You see what I'm saying? You can get the whole thing. You want a living room, you can just buy the whole living room, the whole bedroom.
Yeah. She got her little silk robe on. She thinks she doing it. Rock came in like, you know, I was gonna come and see you, right? Rock, like, you know, we were gonna get down to this, right? You still that scary little lady from the bodega. The queen of the bodega is no more.
One thing I loved was they showed how smart and calculated Rock is, because she's the only one this season who has unalived folks and has used the silencer. Nobody else thought enough to use a silencer. Like, that's what I loved about this scene.
One thing she gonna do though, she gonna wear boots and she gonna wear a belt.
And all black. She got
and a short
jacket. Back in the ponytail.
Bundles.
It
say they bundles.
It reminds me of how Ghost used to be when he came out with his murder kit on.
Yep.
She got a murder fit
that's
on.
right. Yeah.
She got her murder fit on. Like, you know, when you see her dressed like this, she mean business.
Look at all them trinkets. She ain't used to nothing.
You know,
I wanted it to be a big fight too. When she popped in,
I really did. I wanted Juliana to have a little bit of spunk.
All them tchotchkes should have been knocked off the wall. She just slung her by her hair.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a whole rumble. That living room was supposed to be towed up when they got done.
Yep. Because we haven't, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. We haven't seen Rock get in a fight.
Yeah. Well, she hit
like
Pernessa with the elbow.
Yeah, she tussled with Pernessa just a little bit.
She gave it a
fight.
Yeah,
like I'm talking about, like they
we know that Rock would have dragged her ass all over.
We know.
I wanted Rock to just be like, you know what? I don't even need this gun.
Give her a 2-piece one time. Yeah. Bopped her one good time.
Yeah.
When she popped her in the leg, I said, okay, we might get that after all that. She might smack her around a little bit, whatever, with the
weapon. Cub Star. Juliana had too much mouth not to be able to fight at all.
Yeah. She had no hands.
I mean, she still could have drugged that. She could have drugged that leg across.
Look, what the first thing she said, my cousin will have your head for this. She was like, your cousin go on here, and what?
Right, your cousin gave me the okay, ma'am.
And what? She popped the all black like the Omen. Yep. Listen, she popped in the leg one time. She sat her down real quick, like, listen here. You know I'm gonna come back to you on this, right? You know, you talked all that shit to me, and I was the one that took out your old man when he was knocking you around. And you talk all this cash-ish, and you thought I was gonna come and see you?
Yeah. I like what she said about Juliana. She said she's always been that person. Yep. She just couldn't be out loud with it until I got rid of Gabriel for her husband.
Yep.
And I also like what she said at the end. She said, it's not that I don't make mistakes. She said, it's that I go back and I check those mistakes. I see where I went wrong and I fix it. So I think that is kind of what she's saying she's got coming up for Ronnie. To me, she was saying, I got plenty of mistakes out there, and one by one, I'm getting ready to get rid of them.
And she did what she told Train Kanan to do. Two in the chest,
one way you think.
I forgot about that.
That's what she trained Kanan for. When she first trained Kanan.
Overkill.
I've noticed that in your review. You was like, why is she overkill? No, that's what she trained Kanan.
Wow.
Two in the chest and one way you used to think. And that's what she gave Juliana.
That's what she told him. What she told him to take out Howard.
That's what she told him to do when he took out Howard, to give him two in the chest and one way.
Dumb.
Yeah. I definitely know in the history it adds so much more. It just adds so much more to the storyline, knowing the history. So I always admire you guys for that.
What was the significance of her turning the light off? I felt like that was an important thing.
Your lights off, your water. She cut it all off.
Turn the water off. Okay, gotcha.
But also with the lights being out, the neighbors may not be like, "Oh, her lights been on for 3 days. What's going on?" Or
that part.
I don't know.
Okay, that part. I can live with that. All right. So for those of you who haven't watched our early predictions for episode 9 and 10, Fresh, go ahead and put it out this week. but we're gonna drop the pictures as we normally do tomorrow. So let's talk about episode 9. All right, so episode 9, we see Howard and Raq is meeting again. Raq is probably telling Howard at this point that, listen, Lulu's out here running wild in these streets. I need you to find him because the longer he's out here, the bigger the problem is. And Howard's probably going to tell her, listen, you need to do something about your brother because he's creating problems and I can't keep cleaning him up.
Exactly.
I do agree with Fresh's theory. I do think that Howard is going to put an APB out on Lou, and that's when they're going to find him. They're probably going to pick him up for public intoxication or either drinking and driving. I do agree with that. That's how he's going to get down to the station. Kanan has the nerve to meet up with his mom. His mom is probably trying to come to him once again and give him a easy out. Like, listen, Kanan, I need you to back up off of this, what you're doing with Ronnie or whatever, because things about to get rough for you. And he threatens her. Yep. He's threatening her. And the crazy part about it is he's threatening her with Snap and Pop. Because when he made that comment about I can make a few phone calls and some people will come and have a conversation with you that you ain't going to want to have, to me, that's him threatening to stick Snap and Pops on her, and that's going to motivate Raq even more to delete them because Kanan is using that as a weapon against her, and she going to show Kanan, oh, you think that that's going to stop me? You think that I'm scared? Use Ronnie? She ain't scared of him. She ain't scared of none of them. She ain't scared of none of them. So to me, that's going to motivate Raq even more to drop them off. Because Kanan thinks that he's safe behind them. And she's going to show him that you're not safe as you think you are. You think that I can't touch you because of them? I'll show you better than I can tell you. That's my thoughts.
I like that, Jay Antoinette.
Let me put on my Ronnie glasses.
You gotta stare at us real menacing. You know I'm gonna put you. You gotta
take that hat off. Put your baseball clothes on.
Oh, put you on full screen. You know you gotta stare at us real menacing.
With your hard bottom.
You can't even do it, your silly ass. You can't even do it.
Can't even do it.
This is a very interesting scene right here, and I agree with you, Fresh, in your theory that this is the first time you've seen the three of them sitting across from Kanan. Normally, it's Ronnie sitting side by side with Kanan. But you see the three of them confronting Kanan. Okay, I'm about to put you on. You're so stupid. You can't even do it. You can't even do it. You're supposed to stare at us like how Ronnie does. Go get you a box of Honey Nut Cheerios, too.
Oh, you gave me an idea.
But all right, so what I'm thinking is they're probably going to be pressing Kanan about his involvement with Raq. Like, you're going to have to make up your mind what you're going to do about your mama. You're either going to lay down or get laid down. But I think the significance of the three of them sitting across from him, that's telling.
Look how they looking at him. You're going to either choose us
or choose her. Yep. Or
that's
get deleted with her. I think they're also going to tell him in this scene right here, too, that they're going to delete her.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I figured, like, because remember the next whatchamacallit with the he got the gun. Yeah, he said like, yo, she's messing up my investment. And I think that's what they're going to tell him, like, yo, we're about to take her out. And Kanan is probably going to be like, nah, like, he's probably going to try to, like, yo, I got a better plan, etc. And like you said,
I agree with Miss Hunter because look how they looking. They all looking angry. They all looking menacing. And then even the people in the background are pulling their weapons as well. So it's almost like they all drawing their weapons on Kanan. Like,
the thing of it is that I don't believe for 1 minute Kanan is going to turn on Raq. I think we're underestimating. He seems to really be peeping them, and I do think he hates his mother. It's just something about every time they say something nasty about her. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he don't really care for that too much. Like, I could talk about my mother, but you can't talk about my mother.
I don't know. I look at the expressions on their face. I think that they are definitely wanting to. Okay, Mark said he don't think Kanan is sitting there. Who you think it is, Mark? You think it's Raq again?
That shoulder look like Ronnie to me.
Okay, so Mark, just look at the clothes Snaps and Pops got on. They got on the exact same clothes when they're talking to Kanan.
But that don't necessarily mean that it's Kanan that they're still talking to in the scene.
Because if you go back, that shoulder looks brown.
Look at the background. In this background, you have people standing behind them. In this background, ain't nobody standing behind them. So it could be two different scenes just the same day.
Oh, matter of fact, when we get to that one scene, I'll share a theory.
All right, Mark, tell us who you think it is.
Yeah, Jay is a gem. We've seen that, and at least I've come to the conclusion.
But Jay
I think they're gonna end up working together to get Kanan out of this situation. That's what I think.
This is not far from the realm of possibility, though. This is power. In power, kids delete their parents. Yeah. So I think ultimately it could possibly come to Kanan taking Raq out.
I think they're gonna work together.
I don't want
he's gonna still go in separate ways, but I don't think he's gonna betray Raq. I don't really think he wants to be in this situation.
By the time we get the pictures tomorrow, maybe that'll give us more insight on the two different scenes. We'll figure it out. It could be Raq again coming back over there once again, telling them, like, listen, I done told y'all one time. Because there's got to be someone that's going to make them angry enough to pull their weapons.
They look like Ronnie's shoulder to me.
I think it's Kanan. It could be, but the backgrounds are different. But I still think it's Kanan because the shoulder still looks like it could be Kanan. I don't know. This one's a hard one to figure out.
It's not yellow.
When we get to it, I'll explain.
Is it Marvin? Could it be Marvin?
Nah. I don't think it's Marvin.
All right. Okay, so me and Real B has some talk about this. It could be the fact that they rolled up on Ronnie to let Ronnie know that Juliana is gone and you ain't getting no weight from us no more.
Yeah, this look like Joaquin's boys.
Yeah, it's Joaquin boys, but they could be.
Is that Joaquin?
Yeah, that's Joaquin. That's him.
I think you're telling Ronnie you owe me some money.
Yeah, your debt now is with me.
Yeah, you owe me some money. Like you was getting like my cousin was stealing that work from me. You owe me. Whatever you was giving her, you owe it to me.
I agree.
Ooh, I like it when you talk street talk, really.
I mean, that could be. I looked at it as because if you look at it in the trailer, Ronnie's already sitting in the van and all of these, they roll up on him. So I looked at it as Ronnie was going to pick up some product. And then now is when he found out.
Oh, he thought he was going to meet Juliana.
He thought he was going to
and they were waiting.
So who is this? Kanan in the passenger seat? Who is that?
That's a good
question. Does look like someone sitting in the passenger seat, doesn't it?
That's a good.
Well, Ronnie don't have no friends other than Kanan.
Right.
That's true.
He got the two dudes that stand at Kanan's door.
Oh yeah.
Which they must not be there when Ronnie not there because the social worker walked right up to the
right. When Ronnie's not there, they're not there. They're extension of Ronnie. Or it could be that Raq pin up Juliana's unaliving on Ronnie.
Nah, Joaquin would know.
Yeah, Joaquin know what happened with he don't care about that. He
I think what really be saying is probably more likely because technically Juliana took money out of Joaquin's pocket. And she's not there to pay for it, so Ronnie's gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, he's gonna get the money out of Ronnie. Or either that he's telling Ronnie that you ain't getting no more work from over here.
Oh, I hope this is how we get rid of Ronnie.
I don't think Ronnie going nowhere.
I don't either, but what more can we do?
Every time I get ready to do it, you laugh. You can't break character.
I watch you. It's all right.
You can't break character.
Look at this sniveling.
Y'all gonna leave poor Lou alone. Lou need a program. He need a friend. Loudmouth Lou definitely needs a friend right now. And it's interesting that Howard would threaten him.
Ooh, Cup star. You think Joaquin died?
Let me make this comment for the people who have watched it. Yes, realize, like I said, we do so much content. Like Miss Honey said last week, we do so much content. Sometimes we forget things. It's been 3 seasons, been so many episodes. Yes, this is not the strap that unalive Burke. He left it in her hand. So this is not the same one that he's pointing at Lou's head.
Planet Paperboy, you say Lou needs to go, man. Y'all need to leave Lou alone. Lou need a counselor. He need a counselor. He needs somebody to talk to. It's interesting that Howard would threaten him with harm if he don't shut up.
Because I think it's something that he has it's something that probably Lou has to know that Howard has done for him to do that.
Well, I think that if you take Rock's house of cards down, all of it comes back to him anyway. So he's implicated if Rock goes down for anything. So he's trying to shut him up, not just for Rock's sake, but for his own sake.
Okay, so let's just say this: where can Lou go? He can't go to jail, right? Because he's gonna talk.
They better send him down to Deb house. They better send him down to Deb house.
I mean, I'm just saying, where can he go? He's the obvious choice. The smart thing is to lay it all on Lou and get rid of Lou. And the fact that the Thomases have not had a big hit, a major hit at all. They're kind of due.
I figured maybe that they was just gonna leave him there, zip tied to that chair.
And bound, restrained. Yeah.
Jay,
I think that Howard is threatening Lou because they got to keep him quiet. Because if Lou gets to cap it off at the mouth about everything, then it's going to link back to Howard and Rock's child, Kanan. So Howard is just as much invested.
Not only that, but Scrap, D-Wiz, all of that. Like
Bert.
Yeah, he's talking too much.
But he didn't know about Burke though.
But still, if the house of cards start tumbling, all that's gonna come out in the wash. So he's got to it's in his best interest to keep Lou quiet just as much as it is Rock. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And they put that lady down, blew that lady wig off and everything. Blew that lady lace front off. And
that was not a lace front. Don't do that.
I don't know what it was, but it was.
That was just a complete wig.
It was almost detached from her head, whatever it was.
That's exactly. That's how you know it wasn't nobody's lace front.
It was almost detached from her head. I can't get that scene out of my head. That shit was so funny. Lou see Rock step in, he instantly feel like Rock get rid of Marvin. Don't let her unalive me. That was very powerful because he's looking for Marvin to save the day.
Planet Paperboy, he absolutely needed to get rid of Scrap's mom. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Scrap's mom went straight to the police and dropped his name.
Yeah,
absolutely, she had to go.
She had already been talking to the police to begin with. That's why she got in the situation that she was in, because she was talking to the police.
Yep. And she the reason, quote unquote, if we want to.
She the reason that Scrap not here, right?
Yeah, she the real reason why Scrap got up out of here.
You're right. Kanan does need his butt beat, Jay. He too much.
Look at Marvin, y'all. Look at the way Marvin looking at her.
Yeah, with Marvin like tell Rock like you better not do this.
Yeah,
I think kind of look he got on his face like you better not do this. This is our brother.
Yeah, that's a line. That's a line of no return right there.
Yeah.
I think Marv gives her an ultimatum and like, yo, you do this, I'm gone. I'm out. Like I'm out the gate. Like I'm not rolling.
It's a bridge too far.
Yeah, it's too far. Like, yo,
this is a bridge we can't burn right here. This family.
Yeah, right. And like get him the help that he needs. If you unlock, like I'm gone. Like that's it. Like we not family no more.
Yeah.
Or the whole kidnapping thing, he probably not with it at all. Like, why are we doing this this is our brother. So
that's not true, Planet Paperboy. If he didn't tell her nothing, he would not need to unalive her. And why feel bad for it when it's his fault? True enough, it is her fault, but that lady had been talking to the police even before. It's because of him, it's because of her that they thought Scrap was telling.
Yep.
And then she was still telling even after Scrap was deleted. She went down there saying that Scrap didn't delete himself. So
right.
That lady,
she been going to the police. That ain't her first. That ain't her first rodeo.
When she was running them dice games and stuff, she was talking to the police.
That ain't her first rodeo.
She was snitching on other people even before she started snitching on them.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. Marvin is not going. Why is first of all, y'all talking about Pernessa? Y'all talking about Pernessa? Let's talk about this dummy right here. Why do you keep going back over there? What's there for you?
Is this an apartment?
Your best friend don't live here no more. Your best friend don't live here no more.
Why is he there? I don't understand.
I don't either.
I looked at it as he was probably going back to one, either tell Kanan some type of information, or two, I'm guessing he was going back to retrieve something that maybe he thought he left. Because there's no other reason.
DJ.
I bet you he got that tape in his pocket.
There's no reason for him to be there for it. None.
Ever
the
again.
last time he was here, that man threatened his life. And his quote unquote best friend didn't do nothing.
Kanan got a landline.
No reason. What could he possibly have left there? He done been back twice. He took the weapon. They didn't have nothing. What could that be?
That's what made me think more so he was going to try to talk to Kanan about something.
I think he was going to try to maybe he's going to try to mend fences. Maybe he's going to try to mend fences with Kanan. Maybe he misses his best friend. And Ronnie probably yokes him up and says, "What you doing back over here? I told you don't come back over here." No
man,
you want to see what Shook look like?
You want to see what Shook look like? I'm gonna make you pee your pants like Paul did. Where my Honey Nut Cheerios
at? Cub Star said they can talk in school.
Favors, don't take your ass. If you're able to walk away from this, don't take your ass back over there. No more favors. Don't go. Don't
there is a coat on the couch.
At a certain point, I just gotta look at you and be like, you just want to be unalive, because like
you want to be killed, right?
I mean, but if we get rid of Pernessa, if we get rid of Fame, if
y'all
we
get rid of Lou, alone, y'all gonna leave that girl alone.
But listen, if we get rid of all of these characters, they're gonna be starting from scratch next year, right? Like, I just don't know where we're gonna go.
But you know what, Miss Honey, and that's fine if we do, because we need to start making room. We got to see Tasha. We got to see Ghost. We got to see Tommy. We got to see Breeze. We got to make room for new characters.
I think there's going to be a time jump. I think there's going to be some pivotal changes here in this season. And when we come into 4, I think we'll see a bit of a time jump, a substantial time jump. That's my thought process.
Who is it, Fresh?
Okay.
Who is it?
So I got a couple theories, because as we saw in the earlier one, when he put the
don't say that. Don't say that about my Pernessa. No.
Yeah, I don't think
you always be on these women that you know are not gonna make it. You know they're not gonna make it.
All these mediocre hot pockets.
She ain't bothering nobody. She's innocent.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You ain't busting a grave.
She don't deserve to be unalive.
Oh, she deserves to be smacked around a little bit in her neck.
Absolutely.
She already been done that. He mollywopped her to the floor. He
should have snapped her neck. Then nobody would have known about Juliana.
Y'all are ruthless. Leave Pernessa alone. She ain't bothering nobody.
I mean,
now who this is that Snap got the strap on? Who is this?
I got it.
I just got hot pocket. Stop it, Miss Honey.
I got 3 theories. The first one, because like if you saw the other 2 scenes earlier, Snaps got on that exact same sweater when he got the strap pointing to the table and when he's talking to Kanan. So I'm thinking the business gets all messed up and Kanan comes walking. He just happened to come walking in, and they're just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, he pulls it up because he's like, at some point he might think that, like, yo, Ronnie might have put it in their head like Kanan's a traitor. That could be one. 2, I thought about, it could be like y'all said, it could be Raq. That, like, this is Raq. She's coming in, and let's say, like, I told y'all to stay away from my son, etc., whatever. The only third one I could think of is possibly a new character that we haven't seen. It could possibly be even Stefano. Because remember, they spoke about him, and they know that Raq deals with Stefano. But I don't think it's Stefano because I can't see him leaving. But I'm leaning towards the first 2. That it's either Kanan or Raq. Because I can't see us getting a new character this late in the season.
I don't know. This one hard. Maybe when the pictures drop tomorrow, we'll get some more clarity on that. I can't wage with certainty that this is Kanan. I don't know if it's Raq. I don't know if it's Marvin. We'll see.
He's holding that gun. It looks like whoever it is definitely standing up.
Yeah.
All right, right before Really B leaves us, because this is around about the time she got to go jump on her live.
Oh, that's
I'm going to have our weekly argument. We're going to have our weekly argument about, do you still think Ronnie is Breeze?
Nope.
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 Nope. Sorry, Ronnie's not Breeze.
I Breeze.
I Breeze.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say at this point, I'm Breeze.
Yeah. It ain't Ronnie. To me, in this episode, oh my God, don't do it because you're gonna put you on full screen.
I'm cool when.
Well, at this point, to me, they're shifting Ronnie's character arc just a little bit, where he's just the muscle now. He's just the person that gets the work done. You know, he's Kanan's muscle. That's all I see Ronnie as now. I don't see him as this major player.
You know what, Jay is a Jim? That could be possible. It might be Howard. That could be. But I feel like it's got to be somebody. I don't know. It's definitely not Raq, Lulu, and Marvin. I know that for sure. Lulu is. It might be Raq and Marvin, but I just got a feeling like I don't know why. I just feel like it's Kanan for some strange reason, like because that's when they finding out. You know,
and it could be that they tested Kanan to see whether or not he rolling with his mom or not.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, that is it for this week's episode. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for our exclusive picks. We'll drop that tomorrow whenever stars drop them. And we will have them out on the channel for y'all to go see. Make sure y'all check out our early predictions video. Drop down comments. We got a lot of comments out there, so we love to have the conversation with y'all going back and forth. We don't always get it right. We just put the predictions out there based off of what we see in the writing. We follow the writing. And so with us, we look at the most likely thing that would make sense in the writing. So, you know, we try to do what we do. All right, ladies, y'all got anything else before we wrap up?
I really enjoyed the chat this week. It was really good commentary. Thank you guys for having me as always.
Right, Mark. We'll be over there at Shade in the City at 10 o'clock. So we'll be over there to check out our ladies. Y'all make sure if y'all not subscribed to their channel, go check out Shade in the City. They do power recaps too. We try to get them on the show with us as well. So they'll be over here doing some content with us. So we'll be over there at 10 p.m. Eastern, checking those ladies out. So a lot of you guys are over there in the comments. So Mark, I'll see you over there at 10. We'll be over there with the girls. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on y'all way out. Drop y'all theories and comments in the chat. And let's keep these discussions going. We'll see you guys later on this week. Adios. And we are out.